Icon of the Seas is the first Icon-class ship with Royal Caribbean. We had 3 days to check out this ship and went deck by deck, getting video of all the new neighborhoods introduced, like the Hideaway, Thrill Island, Aquadome, Chill Island, and Surfside. I hope you enjoy this full video tour of Icon of the Seas. Icon of the Seas is a 250,000 gross ton ship with a max passenger capacity of 7,600. Icon is almost 1,200 feet long, has 20 decks, 7 pools, and 40 dining and beverage venues. We're going to start at Thrill Island and look at the Category 6 water park. It is 17,000 square feet, making it the largest water park at sea. And we're going to look at the different water slides. There are 6 water slides in this area. By the way, I did try to get a GoPro video of me going down the water slides, but I was not permitted to do so. So we'll just have to look at the water slides from the outside. This yellow water slide is the pressure drop, the first open freefall slide at sea. It is 108 feet long and has a 66-degree incline. The other two on this side, the pink or purple and the green water slide, they are raft slides. So you can have multiple people going these rafts down at once. And on the other side of the water park, you have the Frightening Bolt tallest drop at sea. That seemed to scare a lot of people. It drops you straight out of the floor. And then next to that, you have the 2 racing slides in which you use a mat. And they're about the same, and those are about 400 feet long each. And it wouldn't be a Royal Caribbean ship without Flowrider, right? So this area is right behind the water park, and you can access it from 2 different sides. It's also right near the Hideaway, which we're going to look at just a little bit later. From the entrance to Thrill Island, from the center of the ship, you will find the milkshake bar, which I missed getting on video, but it's right next to base camp that we'll check out later. And right above base camp is the sports court, which is a really good sized sports court. Really well lit up at night. You could play pickleball there, and there are soccer goals and all kinds of things, but really cool how they raised up the sports court so there's extra room beneath it. Located just across the water park is base camp, where you can get complimentary and paid options for food. Chicken nuggets wrapped in waffles, really good. You can get a smash burger there. The free options include hot dogs, pretzels, and tater tots. And now we'll check out some of the other areas of Thrill Island, including Lost Dunes, a 9-hole mini golf course, which is really well laid out, has a cool design, and is a lot of fun to play. Just behind that and behind base camp is Adrenaline Peak, the rock climbing walls on Icon of the Seas. And I think there are about 6 different stations or tracks you can take on this rock climbing wall. Crown's Edge is something new with Royal Caribbean. It's kind of a ropes course meets zip line. You're 154 feet above the ocean when the platform drops, and you slide around this track, and really popular on the ship. Another new neighborhood on Icon of the Seas is the Hideaway. This is the adult-only kind of beach club resort that has the first suspended infinity pool that is 135 feet above the ocean. This infinity pool is going to be very popular, even though no kids are allowed, but it's really well laid out. You have great views of the ocean. And on the port side, you have the multi-level terrace with a couple whirlpools, hot tubs. And on the other side, you have the Hideaway bar where you can get something to drink. And now we'll look at Chill Island, starting with Royal Bay, touted as the largest pool at sea at almost 6,000 square feet. There are 7 pools in total on Icon of the Seas. And according to the cruise line, there's 62% more water surface than ever before on a Royal Caribbean ship. On the port side of the pool deck, you will find Cove Pool, the oceanfront infinity pool, and just a deck above, you'll find plenty of loungers and cabanas that you can rent. As the ship is built for multi-generational families, you'll find some more playful areas to relax and engage, including this area here and a slide to go down instead of having to take the steps. This is the swim and tonic bar and pool, the swim up bar on deck number 16, another place to cool off in this part of Chill Island. Now we'll check out the upscale retreat at Cloud 17, which originally was going to be adult only, but now it is open for families and children as well. But because it's out of the way of most everything else on the ship, a lot quieter, it's very peaceful. It does have more of an upscale beach club vibe to it, and there is a pool there as well, kind of a long, narrow infinity pool on the side of the ship. We're dropping down one deck now to deck number 15, where there's the lime and coconut, a really vibrant color scheme here and really cool seating. Throughout the whole ship, you'll see these vibrant kind of Caribbean colors that really make the ship pop. I found Aquadome Market to be one of my favorite places to go get a bite to eat. It has awesome views from these floor-to-ceiling windows, and it's a lot quieter, less busy, I guess, than the buffet at the back of the ship at Windjammer, which we'll look at later on. But there's 5 different types of foods you can select from, kind of like a food truck style. You can get some Asian food, some Mediterranean, you can get a crepe, get some mac and cheese, and it's right near the Aquadome. So if you're already at the front of the ship, it's right there for you. Get something to drink. So one of my favorite areas on the ship. And while we're on the topic of food, El Loco Fresh is also on deck 15, kind of midship. If you want some burritos, tacos, get some Mexican food, get some chips and salsa, this is the place to do it. And like Aquadome Market, this is also included in your cruise fare, so it's all complimentary. And on the pool deck, you're never too far from free soft serve ice cream. Here's a Sprinkles here on deck number 15. And now we'll check out Windjammer Marketplace, the buffet on Icon of the Seas. When you first walk in, you'll see these hand washing stations that is heavily encouraged to keep everybody safe and healthy. And the buffet is the same on the right and the left. It's kind of divided by the space above Surfside. So you have these window views that look down into Surfside, but really nice and laid out. On my cruise, there was only 4,000 or 5,000 passengers, so it wasn't at max capacity yet because it was pre-inaugural, so I can't tell you how busy it will be when the ship is full, but a really nice laid out buffet on Icon. And now we'll look at the suite neighborhood, starting with the Grove. It is a 2-level suite sun deck. From the entrance, you can grab a bite to eat, some Mediterranean casual dining, or relax in many of the padded loungers. There is a private pool here and also a whirlpool. And the upper deck has a great view that looks over the pool deck of Icon. Coastal Kitchen is the restaurant for suite guests only. It is a 2-deck restaurant, and when you walk in, you'll see that large glass window that looks out over the Aquadome. And if you have a table right near that area, you can catch part of a show while you're eating your dinner. The Aquadome is the all-new neighborhood with Royal Caribbean on Icon, which gives it its iconic look at the front of the ship. It is 82 feet tall, 164 feet wide. You can see amazing shows that are just infused with technology and creativity that are unlike anything you'll see on land, never mind at sea. These robotic arms with lights that are going to have all these different functions. We had a chance to get a sneak preview, kind of an appetizer of some of the shows to get a glimpse of what kind of things will go on there. So I think this is really going to be a popular place to be entertained and just enjoy something fun after dinner. So make sure you get a reservation for the Aqua Theater next time you're on Icon. And right outside the Aqua Theater is Royal Bling, where you can buy some Royal Caribbean jewelry, crown and anchor jewelry provided by Effie. Right next to Aqua Theater is Rye and Bean, where you can get a latte or a cappuccino or Americano. And then you could walk right down to the Overlook, the incredibly calm and relaxing, beautiful space at the very front of the ship. There is no official solarium on Icon of the Seas, so the Overlook is kind of like a solarium in that you have all this sunlight coming in, you have a lot of comfortable seating, but it is completely enclosed. So no matter what the weather is, you can be nice and warm and comfortable. These seating pods on the side are really awesome, give these great views over the ocean. There's all kinds of different seating. There's a little digital aquarium down there, a bar where you can get something to drink. So just a really beautiful space. And here's one of the seating pods in which you go up these stairs and sit down, and there's plenty of outlets as well if you want to charge your phone or device. Seafood lovers can check out Hooked Seafood. It's right next to the Aquadome. This is an extra charge for the specialty dining here. And now we'll check out the spa on board Vitality at Sea. And as soon as you walk in, you'll see Vitality Cafe, where you can get a smoothie or some kind of nutritious drink to start your day. And we'll take a look at the thermal suite. There's an extra charge to have access to the thermal suite. There are 11 heated tile loungers, and you have access to several different types of steam rooms and showers. Great place to relax. You want to get a reservation for the thermal suite ahead of time to make sure you have access, because they only give so many passengers access to this area so it doesn't get too overcrowded. By the way, the hammam is just like a steam room, but a lot more steam and a little bit hotter. We're going to work our way down the ship a little bit now to look at some of the lower levels. And while we do, we're going to take a look at the elevators, because there is a new technology on Icon of the Seas in which you simply go to the keypad that's in the very spacious elevator lobby, and you type in the deck that you want to go to, and it'll tell you which elevator to stand by. And then when that elevator opens, you simply walk in. There's no buttons inside, which takes a little bit of getting used to, and it'll take you to your destination. And the beauty of this system is that the elevator is not going to stop as often at each deck on the way down. It uses this technology to find the quickest way to get you to where you want to go. And now we'll look at a favorite among Royal Caribbean fans, Central Park on Icon of the Seas. It is reportedly lusher and greener than ever. Though the plants are still young, they'll need time to grow and develop. It is a beautiful space. There are many more dining options. There's more access to other parts of the ship we're going to look at in just a minute. But I really like what they've done with Central Park after being on several of the Oasis-class ships. With 4 living plant walls and over 30,000 plants, there's 20% more greenery in this Central Park than other Central Parks with Royal Caribbean. But my favorite aspect is that now you can see the ocean from Central Park. You're really connected to the water on this ship. That's a heavy emphasis. From these windows, you can sit on the chair and you can see the ocean through the Pearl Cafe windows. And it's always a beautiful place to walk through at night and how it's lit up in Central Park. There are some shops along Central Park, and there's Lou's Jazz and Blues, a live music spot. Bubbles walk-up champagne bars there in Central Park, right next to Park Cafe. Great place to get some kind of deli sandwich or meat, or just get some coffee, something to drink. And I love how the seating extends to the outside, the wall opens up, and it's just really an inviting space. Trellis Bar is right in the middle of Central Park, and it is right next to Chop's Grill, the Royal Caribbean famous steakhouse on board. There is an added cost to eating at Chop's Grill. The price will vary, but ranges from $65 to $70 per person. And if you'd rather dine al fresco, there's some outdoor seating at Chop's Grill as well. And for the first time, Central Park now has Izumi. Izumi is very popular with Royal Caribbean fans for its sushi and hibachi, and now they can get it while enjoying the lush greenery of Central Park. There's even an all-day pickup window if you get a hankering for some Izumi while you're walking through the park. Another new dining concept is Empire Supper Club, the elevated $200 a person 8-course dining experience. It's $130 if you have a dining package, by the way. This is the most exclusive dining experience on board, and you can listen to some live music while you eat. And now we're going to take a look at Surfside Neighborhood, a neighborhood specifically designed for families with young children. You can access Surfside from Central Park or from Royal Promenade thanks to the new design on Icon. And why take the stairs when there's a giant slide right next to it that I know the kids are going to love? We're going to look at some of the colorful animals and attractions in Surfside, as well as some of the places to eat, places to cool off, places for the kids to have fun. You can tell that Surfside was really designed to keep families together, so the kids could have their fun and splash around or play games while the adults can relax and chill, take it easy, and nobody's that far apart from each other. On this carousel, all the animals and characters you see were actually designed by children when they asked them what kind of things they want to see on a carousel. Admiral Awesome will do some magic shows and entertainment for the kids in this area, and you might also find Rover, the chief dog officer, in Surfside. Surfside Eatery is like a mini buffet, but on Surfside. So you can get a bite to eat. It's very similar to the kinds of foods you might have at the buffet in Windjammer, but much more simplified, much more things that children will enjoy eating. Surfside Bites is right next to that. You can get a hot dog, cheeseburger, some pizza toasties, and also get some churros or even some fruit. Sugar Beach is the candy shop on board. Pier 7 does have an extra charge, but kids eat free, and it serves an all-day brunch. There's more seating outside at Pier 7, and it's right outside Splashaway Bay. There is an arcade at Surfside. There's another one at Playmakers, just one deck down, we'll look at in a couple minutes. This one has skee ball, some racing games, air hockey, and the kind where you win tickets for prizes and things like that. You can get a drink at the Lemon Post Bar. There is a menu for children and another one for adults. And now we'll look at Splashaway Bay, or the water park there at Surfside. There is Water's Edge, Splashaway Bay, and Baby Bay for the younger passengers on board. Water's Edge is the pool at the very back, more for adults, so they can kind of keep their eye on their children as they're right there in Splashaway Bay, just steps away. So they're all still together, but in their own space at the same time. And here's Surfside at nighttime, all lit up. It might remind you of Boardwalk a little bit on Oasis-class ships, but the functionality and the feel of it is very different and definitely geared towards families. Adventure Ocean is just one deck down below Surfside on the port side of the ship. I don't have pictures or video of inside the rooms, but just the entrance to Adventure Ocean. Playmakers is kind of hidden on this ship, but if you're on deck 6 aft facing the Surfside entrance and go to the left, you'll go through some shops, little art gallery, and there you'll find Playmakers Sports Bar. At the entrance, there's some skee ball and basketball. You have some old school arcades like Donkey Kong and Pac-Man, also a pool table, and even Mario Kart there. The food at Playmakers does carry an extra charge, but you can get burgers, sliders, wings, that kind of food there. The owner's box in Playmakers is a unique area to watch the game as a group. I believe it's first come, first served basis, but you can't really reserve it until you get on the ship. I'm not sure all the details on that. If you know, you could leave it in the comments below. Now we're going to check out the spacious Royal Promenade on Icon of the Seas. They really did a good job of just making this feel more open, easier to access both on the lower and upper decks, so we're going to walk through it now. When you get on board, the first thing you're going to see is this giant, beautiful pearl right in the heart of the Royal Promenade. But the pearl is actually structural with the ship and supports 3 decks. Inside of it are 3,000 kinetic tiles controlled by computers. We're on deck 6 of the Royal Promenade, and we're going to check out Schooner Bar. This is a very popular venue on board, known for its live music, and often a place where you'll find trivia going on as well. Immediately across from that is Boleros, the Latin-themed bar, which often has both live music and dancing classes and all kinds of action going on, especially at night. Right in the middle of the promenade on deck 6 is Giovanni's Italian Kitchen. It kind of overlooks the promenade right on the opposite side of the Pearl. The meatball appetizer at Giovanni's is very good, by the way. Dueling Pianos is an all-new venue on a Royal Caribbean ship, and it was very popular. A lot of live music. These 2 musicians were getting the crowd involved, and it was packed out when I walked by. This is what it looks like just outside the attic, the Comedy Club Lounge there on Icon of the Seas. It is an adult-only area, and yes, that is Zoltar right outside the attic. You'll find these viewers or binoculars on different parts of the ship, including Central Park. This one, I guess, is either for people watching or to see how long the line is at Starbucks, maybe. Instead of Cafe Promenade, there's Pearl Cafe right behind the Pearl on Icon of the Seas. There's all kinds of snacks you can get here, sandwiches, desserts, and you can also get a coffee or cappuccino. By the way, it is Starbucks coffee that you get at Pearl Cafe. And I love the views you get from this huge window, the comfortable seating. All of the pink couches do have outlets to charge your phone, or if you must work, you can bring your laptop and charge that there as well. The artwork of the humpback whale hanging from the ceiling, just a really elegant, relaxing place to start your day. And once again, Icon of the Seas makes it easy to go from one neighborhood to the next. Right here from Pearl Cafe, you can go up these steps and you are right in the middle of Central Park. And back at the Royal Promenade, we're on deck number 5 now, looking at Spotlight Karaoke. To me, this is always one of the most entertaining venues on any cruise ship. And this location in the Royal Promenade makes it easier for people walking by just to stop right in for a listen. Always popular is Sorrento's on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship. Here it is on deck number 5, the all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. I mentioned Starbucks earlier, and there is a dedicated Starbucks on board Icon of the Seas. Here it is on deck 5 of the Promenade. Keep in mind there is an extra charge, and it is not included with your drink package. The logo shop is just next to the Pearl on deck number 5, where you can pick up any kind of souvenirs to bring back home or Royal Caribbean gear. The shore excursion and photo desk is actually a little bit hidden right behind the Pearl on deck 5. If you want to save some money on your next cruise, stop by the Next Cruise desk and get that process started. Here it is on deck 5. Right near that is the guest services desk, and I hope the line is this short on your next cruise. Point and Feather is the pub on board. There's often live music being played here as well. Staying on deck 5, we're going to go outside now and check out the jogging track, as well as this really spacious seating area right next to it. Unlike jogging tracks on other ships, what I like about this one is that you have these really long straightaways. You're not going around all these obstacles all the time, bumping into people. On this deck, it's mainly people walking and jogging, doing what this track is intended for. And if you follow the jogging track around the ship, you'll find the fitness center we'll check out here. You can also access it from one deck above, by the way. This is forward on deck 5. Forward on deck 4 and 5, you will find the Royal Theater. I was able to attend a couple shows. One was a comedian/juggler, and the other was the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz was absolutely incredible. Had a live orchestra, 16-piece orchestra. I couldn't take any pictures or video because of copyright issues, but I think people are going to love it. On deck 5 aft is Absolute Zero, the ice skating rink arena on Icon of the Seas. It is 2,800 square feet of oval-shaped ice, some incredible shows. The technology is just amazing with the lights and what they can do with this tech, so I think people are really going to enjoy the shows at Absolute Zero. There is one main dining room on Icon. It takes up 3 decks, decks 3, 4, and 5. I didn't have a chance to eat here, but I did get a galley tour of the ship, behind the scenes of the dining room, and that was a lot of fun. There are 435 cooks on Icon of the Seas, by the way. Down these escalators from the Royal Promenade, we will find the casino and also the music hall, which we're going to check out now. This Vegas-style casino does have a smoking and non-smoking section. Like I always say on the casino, the cruise line will gladly take your donations. Just forward of Casino Royale, you'll find Music Hall, another place for live music. This is on decks 3 and 4. This area is especially active after dark. And now we'll look at one of the cabins on Icon of the Seas. This is a standard balcony on deck 8 we'll look at first. There are 28 different types of accommodations on Icon of the Seas. There were plenty of charging outlets in this room, by the way. I counted 6 USB outlets, 2 USB-C, 4 110 outlets, and 1 European outlet. The bathroom, while cozy as a cruise ship bathroom will be, I actually found the shower quite spacious. It had the glass door instead of a shower curtain, which is always better. And it just seemed it was longer, so you had a little more space in there than an average cruise ship shower. And I just realized saying cruise ship shower is a hard thing to say. And we'll end the video with an infinite ocean view balcony so you can see what that looks like on Icon as well. I hope you enjoyed this cruise ship tour of Icon of the Seas, brought to you by Cruise Fever. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below, and I hope you have a chance to enjoy this ship soon in your cruising future.